Really weird stuff. That's very weird.
Really Weird Stuff is a holistic Twin Peaks podcast. That means we discuss each episode within the context of the series as a whole. In other words, spoilers abound. Okay, well, let's just get into it.
All right, yay! Slaves and Masters, S&M for short. I almost wrote it that way.
Wow. Intentional?
Well, no, I mean, I was writing it shorthand. I was like, okay, S&M. I'm like, no, well, I don't want to write it that way.
It's kind of sexy.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 23 of Really Weird Stuff. Today we're discussing an infamous one, Twin Peaks Season 2, Episode 15, Slaves and Masters, written by Harley, Peyton, and Robert Engels, and directed by Diane Keaton.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that one.
Interesting, yes. Did you not know that till just now, Brugos?
I just learned that.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought we had referred to this as the Diane Keaton one.
That's how it's often referred to. She had previously directed an episode of China Beach and 2 Belinda Carlisle music videos. And that's all she'd done so far.
Oh, this was before her Terrible Heaven movie or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Terrible Heaven?
It's just called Heaven.
Just like Heaven, starring Reese Witherspoon as a ghost. Anyways, I'm Jessica Baxter.
I'm Annie Malone.
And joining us to talk about this fun episode is my husband, Christmas I fucked up your
Christmas.
This is Eric Brugos.
Sweet Christmas Brugos.
Sweet Christmas.
Wow. I'm happy to be here. This is a great episode. What a thing to talk about.
I'm sorry. I feel like that's the first time in whatever 25 years or whatever we've been together that I've messed up your name. Anyway, that's weird.
You don't call me Chris very much, so.
Yeah, that's what fucked me up. Just to your parents and on this podcast.
Right.
Normally you call me Baby.
Yeah.
Baby Brugos.
Baby
Brugos Baby.
A wide variety.
Yeah, this one is wacky.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to read a little bit about the process, and there wasn't a lot out there, but there was a quote from Diane Keaton saying that she asked David for any advice, and he was basically like, you got this. He didn't want to have anything to do with it. At this point, he was done with Twin Peaks.
Aww.
He was like, no, thank you. I've washed my hands of this. He does come back, of course, in the end, but this is a pretty pivotal episode in a lot of ways.
It seemed very, I think, like Lynchian, but maybe like, someone kind of mimicking Lynch a little.
Well, that's precisely what it was. Yeah.
Right.
She clearly studied. She noticed that there's a lot of camera movement.
Mm-hmm.
She was doing that. There was a lot of stuff that it's not first-time director, but early director.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
This feels more amateurish. But I do like that she tries things, too.
Yeah, I saw a lot of trying of things.
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate that.
It was kind of like a student film trying of different kinds of shots that you don't normally do.
Yes. I think one thing she really noticed about David's style is his tendency to shoot things from unexpected angles, like angles you don't normally see.
Mm-hmm.
She does a lot of trying that. And doesn't always work.
Right. It mostly
But
doesn't.
sometimes
Oh,
it
that's
does.
cool. Like with the chess pieces in the beginning.
It's
like
a great,
that was-
strong intro.
Yeah.
I feel like that is very Lynchian. And I don't even know how they did that. Did they even have cameras that tiny back then?
I think maybe it was giant chess pieces.
Because you don't ever see, like, an establishing shot of the chessboard. You're just going through it. And they do look weird when you get up close. Like, kind of rough looking. Like, maybe they're made out of foam or painted foam or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of shots through things.
Yes.
Like through doors or through a mask.
Yeah.
Right.
Or that cool wood table at the Blue Pine Lodge. Yeah. She understands that motifs are necessary.
Yes.
And
a lot of motifs
shots
this one.
from unexpected angles. And I don't know if this was an editing choice or her choice. Don't want to jump too much ahead, but she uses that, like, slowed down scream sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I noticed that. It was used in service to Malcolm and Evelyn's story.
Yes.
Right.
Which is maybe the best thing that ever happened to that story. I don't know.
100%.
And Evelyn's widow dress.
Yes.
Finally.
Oh,
It's
finally
like,
she's
it's like, why? I know. It's like, why did you dress like that when you were, like, trying to seduce someone? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. She still seduced James in the hideous, like, pleated maxi skirt, but, like...
Somehow, he's so easily seduced.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll get to that.
I intentionally framed you for murder. Let's make out. You know, like,
Okay.
As long as you say I taste good.
right.
All right, well, let's see. We've already sort of started. It opens on camera through chess pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts to a pair of sexy legs.
Yes, very sexy legs.
It's Evelyn. Evelyn's very 90s lace-patterned black tights that I love, and I think I had a pair very similar. Really cool. Red nails, definitely a motif for bad news ladies.
Right.
Bad ladies.
The bad
have the red
ladies,
nails.
right.
And yeah, it's Evelyn in her full widow outfit with the black lace veil. A nice touch.
Yes, I like it. I'm glad you like it because you see it a lot.
And then like a slinky black dress. It's very nice.
Yes,
She's wearing
finally something
that
fits.
her well.
Yeah. Yeah, she looks great. I feel like that was the first thing I wrote down was like, finally, Evelyn, much better outfit.
Yeah, I wrote...
Love her sexy widow dress.
Totally. I wrote, this is honestly the best she's ever looked.
By a lot, yeah. Maybe her husband dying was a great thing for her. Sometimes when a husband dies, it can be good, I guess.
I think it's going to be good. I think she's going to be good now. It was maybe a traumatic way for this to happen, but I feel like she's got that insurance money. Her abuser is dead. Her husband that she didn't love is dead. That's maybe not that great, but at least, you know, she gets money out of it.
She's getting a fresh start. Fresh
Yeah,
start,
she
Evelyn.
didn't end up framing that nice boy after all.
That's true. That would have weighed on her conscience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would have. I mean, when she talks to Donna, it doesn't seem like she has any...
Well, maybe that
Laundry.
she's not good enough actress to pull this off, but I feel like we're supposed to think she has
Oh, that's...
a
Okay.
conscience.
Yeah. All right.
Some of the looks that she gives when Malcolm is fondling her.
Ugh. Well, I
It's
think
not
she just
just
doesn't
her
like
disgust
Malcolm.
with Malcolm.
I don't know.
Malcolm is obviously
It's
supposed to be
gross.
really gross. Like, you don't have that hairline on a character
gross.
you want to be
Right.
likable.
And face squeezing.
Yeah,
With
he's
the
a real face
squeezing.
squeezer. That's
Big-
the
big
giveaway.
time face squeeze.
Careful, Evelyn. I'm not sure I can tolerate a nervous co-conspirator.
So Malcolm is off camera crafting the narrative about James to this dumbest cop.
The
Oh my
dumbest
God.
cop, yes.
He's a drifter. He's probably long gone by the time Mr. Marsh pulled out of the driveway.
Did he work here long?
Mrs. Marsh hired him to fix the Jaguar.
Jagw. The car.
I love it. That's a real ACAB moment. I love it. He's like,
It
like,
is.
I mean, also because, okay, he can't spell Jaguar, so just writes car, which is funny. And then it's like,
Okay, we'll check that out.
which is like the only thing a cop ever does, you know?
It
It's
says,
like,
"We'll
it's
check it
like,
out."
and then that's it. It's
Yeah.
like, hi, my home was robbed. Okay, well, I'll write it down on paper and never follow up in any way, right? Like, my husband was murdered and we told you the name of the guy who did it and where he lives. Well, check it out. Bye.
See if we find any leads.
Three of us for some reason.
The other guys working at shifts.
Yeah, out of nowhere, there were three cops
Right.
all of a sudden.
Yeah, they
And
come through the door and they do a little shuffle.
They walk
Yes,
off in
they walk.
unison.
Yes,
Like,
they walk in
they're
lockstep.
doing a six-legged race.
Very
This
weird.
is one of the things I liked. It's
Uh-huh.
weird, and it's obviously weird on purpose, but I like it because it plays in with the ACAB thing. It's like Keystone Cops, kind of.
Right. And then also, it's setting something for like the weird thing at Hideout Wally's
Yeah.
when there's like a row of people at the bar all in the same uniform and looking in this. It's
Yeah.
just like, they
And
had a
all
vision.
The employees at the Great Northern, and
Right?
the
Yes.
matching uniforms, drumming.
Yeah.
People in uniforms.
People
Yeah.
in formation.
People in
Information.
formation.
Yeah.
Because all the people at Hideout Wally's are smoking a cigar, looking in the same direction.
Yeah.
Yes, they're
in
like the
unison,
exact,
say,
they're
"Hi, Frank."
posed the exact
Mhm.
same.
And
yeah.
turn at the same, like everything they do. It's creepy.
Hideout Wally's is
weird.
really creepy in this episode. Like, it's real surreal.
I love it. I want to go there. This Hideout Wally's is where
Hideout Wally's, yes. Now it has like some cool art. That's another motif of cool art.
Yes, there is so
My
much
God,
art,
I
and you
want
really
those
notice
paintings
it.
from Nadine's bedroom so bad. I love
They're
them.
really cool. I want like a lot of the Blue Pine Lodge art I saw. I just want to live in the Blue Pine Lodge, I think. But maybe have a pantry that closes instead of that shelf. But so at first you see the three guys. So you see the three cops walk out, and then it cuts to three guys at the bar, which is, I think that's interesting. And then I like that the camera pans down and there's three more guys exactly identical. Very interesting.
Weird.
Then I think it kind of falls apart because she's obviously, Keaton's going for something here with camera movement, following James and Donna, who just kind of appear, rush into the frame. I don't like the way they enter the frame.
Yeah.
James, we can't get out of this by ourselves. We're gonna need someone to help us.
I didn't do anything.
It feels rushed and awkward. But I do like that then the camera follows them to this corner, and then I also like that the bartender is so weird.
He's so strange, right?
Malcolm killed Mr. Marsh. I'm getting brained.
Pops up between them,
Can I get you something, Miss Hayward?
No, no, thank you.
obviously listening in.
Right.
He interrupts them a couple times.
Yeah.
Just say word. You want anything?
If she told me that this was all a setup, maybe she'll just tell the police that too. You're sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Knowing
Miss
her name
Hayward
is a little
is
much.
very weird.
So my theory about this guy, and I
Okay.
don't know if it's just like the guy had a line, he's like, I'm gonna make the fucking most of it, I'm gonna have a
Right.
backstory. But it feels like this bartender is like, my job is so exciting because of the gossip. I live
Yes.
for the gossip at Hideout Wally's. Something's finally going down with James and Evelyn, the whole Evelyn thing, and I
Right.
need to be in the center of it. I need to know. I just really like that guy.
That's true. Like a lot of stuff. I mean, like James and Evelyn met at Hideout Wally's,
Yeah.
and then Evelyn and Donna had their little confrontation at Hideout Wally's.
And
Or,
he's been there for all of it.
yeah, you can put two and two together. I assume
Unlike-
he heard about
unlike
Jeffrey
James.
dying, right?
He does, because I think
Assume.
then he like tips off the cop
Right. I think.
and has the cop listen very obviously in on Donna's phone call.
At least Donna notices that.
I think James is in trouble. Well, he's been working for this woman, working on her car, and I think there's been this accident, and... Hi! How you doing, Annette? Listen, I heard about your new boyfriend. Yeah! That's great, really. Good to hear it.
Right.
Yeah.
She gets her
Donna's
little-
fake conversation is so funny. Annette, I heard about your new boyfriend. That's all a teenage girl would be talking about on the
And
phone.
she's making like
Nothing
eye
is-
contact with the cop the whole time. And then
I
James,
love that.
oh, James,
That's like
is
some
he drunk?
bad
Is he
fake
supposed to be
acting
drunk in
motif.
this?
Who knows what James is ever supposed
He's
to
playing
be?
with a paper umbrella.
He's like so mopey, moping around, and then he's playing with the umbrella in the weirdest way.
No,
Like,
but
he's never
that's
seen
yet
it before.
another motif. It's like people are jerking things off
He
in
does
this
kinda jerk it
episode. There's so much of
There's
like,
more, okay, there's
like
that one, and then
caressing
there's the
things.
ice cream cone. What else?
I didn't even notice the ice cream cone. I don't even know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the
But
soft
like,
serve.
The soft serve.
When-
oh right, no, like Windom does it with his cudgel thing,
Oh.
and then also Josie when Josie is like rubbing her off body, like you can see everyone's so horny in this. No, I
That is
didn't write
funny. We'll get to that.
One of the things I remember from this episode when I saw it 15 years ago for the first time, I don't think I watched it like when it was first on TV.
Right.
I think I stopped
You
watching it by
you
then.
dipped out by
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. But when I watched it in college, I remember the paintings of people in a bar in Hideout Wally's. They were obviously like made just for
Yes, they weren't
episode.
there before.
Yeah.
They weren't there before. They're kind of surreal. Because I saw it on a small TV, and it almost looked like they were a matte painting of a bar. Like,
Oh.
like they meant to like add extras in a bar that didn't have any. But in a real surreal, obviously not real way. It just
Yeah.
kind of suggests that this is a place where people are.
Yeah.
There aren't people there, or the people who are there are like very strange. I remembered it. It was like it was a memorable way to decorate a set.
They're very noticeable.
Mm-hmm. I like
You
it.
can't stop looking at them.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to hang out there. It's really cool. And
Yeah, I
it's
think
especially weird that it's like a blonde cowboy. I don't know. It's just an unusual
It's
way to
weird.
go for
Yeah.
a male blonde cowboy and then like a sort of pinup looking cowgirl. Or just lady. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. The good way to decorate a bar is just to paint a bunch of people at the bar. Like life-size people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd listen to me, though. I know she would.
Would she? Why?
James is the dumbest person on earth.
Right. James is very dumb. And Donna's like, what do you need to tell me?
Yeah, maybe it's like the best of a bunch of bad options that he has. Like, he can't just run away.
Yeah. There really aren't that many good options, you're right.
Because they know who he is.
And we actually don't even know what happens with her call to Ed, if anything. Like, I don't think anything
Right.
happens with it. She changes the call to being about Annette.
And I feel like James's option is tell the truth because he didn't do anything, you know, and he's pretty dumb. And
They'll be able to tell he's not lying.
he has no motivation to kill this random guy. That is his option that I think he would go with, you know.
Yeah.
But I also think he's so dumb that he's like, no, Evelyn really loved me. That's why she'll listen to me.
She said she loved me.
Even though she framed me for murder.
Yeah. She said she'd never said that to anybody before.
It's like, funny wedding vows, right?
Yeah.
You don't get married and nobody said I love you. Like, come on. That was such a silly thing to say.
Yeah, but James is so dumb.
He's
Like,
so dumb.
he did believe it, I think.
Right.
Whew. So then the cop muzzies back over to the bar, and at the end of the scene, all of the men turn to him and address him in unison.
Hi, Frank.
So weird.
What profession are those people? I
I
can't
don't
tell.
know.
You thought postal workers, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
A Reddit theory was bus drivers, but I was just like, why would there be that many bus drivers in one place in a small town?
Yeah.
But there might be that many postal workers.
That seems
But
more
it's
likely.
weird.
It's probably just a costume they had enough of lying around.
Maybe they're Civil War reenactors.
Oh my god. Then there's a chess set in the foreground. We're in the conference room at the police station. A lot of weird angles in this scene. The low angle on Bobby and Shelley. The camera's like on the table.
Yeah, they look like little kids this way.
They do. Especially Bobby's like energy is so little
Bobby
kid.
rules.
Leo tried to kill you. Maybe you shot it.
No way. I went to Shelley's house the night the mill burned down because I was worried about her. He was about to bury an axe in my head when Hank Jennings shot him through the window.
You sure it was Hank?
Absolutely.
What's Hank's connection with Leo?
I don't know, man. Why don't you tell me?
This
Doing his
is.
slouchy sitting.
I know.
Yeah.
Bobby's doing his real. You remember he's a teenager.
Yeah, playing
I
with
love
the
Bobby in
bow.
this scene, right?
He's so funny.
Yeah. Because he's been kind of a jerk the last couple episodes of this. I'm like, oh, right. This is why we love Bobby.
Yeah. Well, he's finally being a jerk to someone who deserves it. He's
Right.
being a jerk to Harry, which
Yes.
I like. There is a real ACAB vibe in this episode. That's
Yes.
You gotta respect Diane Keaton for that. I really laugh a lot when they're like, are you sure that Hank tried to shoot Leo? Well, he says absolutely is so funny.
Absolutely.
It's a really good delivery.
And also when they're like, what's their connection? He's like, you tell me, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, right.
I feel so much safer. Don't you, Shelley?
Totally fair, because they're like, yeah,
Right.
we'll watch you, Shelley. Now go home. And
Yeah.
how are you going to watch me if you
Right.
just want me to go home?
Right. I'm going to assign my deputies 24 hours a day.
2
Okay.
deputies
Yeah.
working in shifts.
Oh,
Yes,
and
that's
then
what
actually there's a fun fact about this episode is that it's the only episode to not feature Harry Goes and Michael Horse.
Ah.
So neither of their
Oh,
deputies are in this
interesting.
episode. They're not here.
Oh.
As Bobby and Shelley leave, Shelley does she even have any lines on this?
I think she says, like, thank
Yeah.
you. And,
Yeah.
and then she's like, Bobby.
Get a life, punk. Gentlemen, another trip on the Seattle to Twin Peaks show.
Albert arrives.
Yay! Oh my God!
He's
Oh,
in such a good mood.
everyone's in such good form
It's
in
really
the
good to see him.
Albert, go.
It's been a while.
Yes, it has been a
I
while.
love Albert.
I
Yeah.
love Albert.
It seems like he's maybe
He's
seeing
so
somebody
happy, yes.
romantically or
This
something.
is-
He's
Albert
in
just
such
got
a
laid
good
or
mood.
something. He's so happy to see Truman.
Looking good, Harry.
I love that they hug each other.
That's
it's
a
so
good
fun.
hug. And it's not
yes.
even like a bro hug. It's like a real
No.
full frontal hug.
Yes.
It's great. Albert's giving out hugs and shoulder pats and
And compliments.
shirt fondles and
yes.
compliments. Yes,
yes.
it's great.
Yes. And like he has to explain something to Harry and he does it not patronizing,
So
you know?
patiently,
Yeah.
Now, his finger's pointing directly at this chess piece. How did Earl manage that with the rigor mortis?
Well, no, rigor mortis goes from head to toe, but after 2 days it leaves the body from toe to head. So when he waited for it to leave the arms and the fingers so they could be maneuvered onto the chessboard.
Simple
So
answer.
things
to
are
the
going
question.
great for Albert in some way.
Whatever's
yeah.
happening for Albert, I'm so happy for
When
him.
he walks in, he calls Bobby a punk.
Get a life, punk.
Did Bobby say something to him that I missed?
I think he knows Bobby already, right?
Yeah, he's just met him before.
So he felt the need to yell.
Yeah, he's just like.
I think Bobby like bumped into him on purpose, like did the
Uh.
thing that Jessica does to me.
Because I'm such a punk. Maybe
Next time
Bobby
you do that, I'm
doesn't
gonna
have any
say, "Get a
spatial
life, punk."
awareness, which
Right.
is what my problem is. I believe that. He's a big floppy teenager.
Yes, he is.
No spatial awareness.
For sure.
But Albert's like, yeah, he might have done that on purpose. I don't know. If he didn't do it on purpose, he just didn't care that he did it. Or maybe Albert smells nice. You know what? I feel like Albert probably smells good.
And
So
Bobby
that's why,
smelled him?
and that's why he said, "Get a life, punk." 'Cause
He smells good.
He Joe Biden Albert.
He gave him a sniff.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. It's a theory.
Makes sense.
Albert is there with orders from Gordon to check on Coop.
As he so succinctly put it,
I'm worried about Coop.
A good impression.
McGilfer does kind of little like smirk when he says it too. You could tell that both Albert and McGill were happy with that
Yes.
David Lynch impression. I enjoy that. It's a little meta.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought a map that forms a C pattern.
Earle's been sending gift-wrapped packages to police departments and major law enforcement agencies. Each looks like a mail bomb, but they turn out to be harmless. The deliveries were paid for by a phony credit card signed Windom Earle.
What's in the boxes?
One article of clothing each.
It's an extra
He's
Windom Earle.
so
package.
extra.
Yeah,
My
I
God.
just realized the C is for Carolyn.
Oh, I thought it was
Or
for
Coop.
Coop.
Maybe it is for Caroline though. I bet it is for Caroline actually. Now that you
Because
mention
everything else is about Carolyn.
Yeah.
Oh, the wedding stuff.
1, a white veil. 2, a garter. 3, a pair of white slippers. 4, a pearl necklace. And finally, a wedding dress. Caroline's.
But either way, it's extra.
He
Well,
goes
it's not
to
often that I
so
feel bad
much
for cops,
trouble.
But like they all had to call in the bomb squad because
Yeah.
it looked like a bomb, but it was just wedding paraphernalia.
Yeah, he really knows how to troll cops.
He does. So like, I mean, you're making me like you. And another trip on the Seattle to Twin Peaks shuttle is what Albert says, and I'm like, you can't mean that literally because that's about a 4.5 hour shuttle ride. That would be a long one.
He's got a car. It's a metaphorical shuttle.
Okay. Albert's got a lot of great lines.
He's got DEA and FBI, not to mention Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Illinois State Patrols looking for him. Everyone's invited to the party. But my guess is he won't dance with anyone but you, Coop.
And then his whole thing about Coop changing from dark suit to
Oh my gosh.
muted
Tones.
flannel. It's fashion suicide.
Replacing the quiet elegance of the dark suit and tie with the casual indifference of these muted earth tones. It's a form of fashion suicide, but call me crazy. On you it works.
But I knew it works. My
Oh,
gosh, Albert.
Thank you, Albert.
It's good. It's so nice to see the guy.
Yeah.
And then we get a sawmill transition to Windom Earle playing the flute for Leo.
Oh, God, Windom.
Ah, you're awake then.
He's actually playing a real song, Questions in a World of Blue by Julie Cruz. He's so clearly not really playing the flute. It's very badly synced up with his mouth movements and finger movements. There's times when there's no sound and his mouth is doing stuff, and there's times when there is sound and his mouth is not even on the flute. It's not good. That's an editing issue, I guess, but sometimes you can't fix things like that. Like, what could they do?
Yeah.
They had a song
You
for
wrote
He's
it
just
time,
not
right?
really
And you make it
playing
He
it,
TV.
fucked
yeah.
up.
I like how he sat on the rock.
I feel like another vibe in this episode is like regional theater. Because he's kind of got like Puck in Midsummer Night's Dream
Yes.
vibes.
Oh,
but
yes.
It was.
Yeah.
It's like a prop rock.
Maybe he robbed a regional theater.
He must have robbed
Right. I mean, he has so much costumes and props. Like,
He just took a U-Haul to the woods.
he did. I know. He has so much stuff with him.
It's weird. It's so weird. I know.
He does so many things, and everything he does, he's very careful to leave no trace of himself. Like, it's impossible.
How
Right.
he did that.
Yeah.
He seems maybe a little magic. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe that's Diane Keaton's goal, was to make him seem puckish. She was going for that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like some sort of evil wood sprite.
It is weird. Why is he in that weird, like, onesie, you
In
know?
his pajamas.
The, like,
Underwear.
old man
Yeah.
thermal onesie thing. Like, nobody wears those. Or, like, why does he have Leo's picture in the shirt? Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
he carries all his props over
it's
to
so
the
weird.
over to Leo.
Leo's
So you
headshot.
can have
I know. It looked like he was wearing a Leo t-shirt
Yeah,
for a second. Did he have a shirt made?
He would do that.
That would be funny. Yeah, I would love
He went
that.
to the all-night Kinko's and had a t-shirt made.
Matching t-shirts for him and Leo.
That might leave a trace.
Right.
If they would only think to interview the Kinko's guy. So he's so tedious in this scene.
Right.
I've cleansed your wounds. You're on the mend. I've removed the proverbial thorn from your paw. Leo the lion. Now, I want you to help me and obey me. Will you do that?
Leo the lion, I removed the proverbial thorn from your paw. What did he do to fix him? Like, he doesn't say. He just says, I fixed you up.
He probably was bleeding from the stab wound.
Oh,
He said
right,
he
the
dressed his
stab
wounds.
wound. Okay. And he does have a shiner in the same place Coop does, which I think is interesting. Not quite a motif, maybe, but a matching wound. And then he puts the shock collar on Leo and feeds him some mush.
I've made you some gruel.
I feel bad for Leo at
yeah.
this moment when he's eating mush again.
Yeah.
Okay, I would almost feel bad for Leo, but I still don't, because I just remember everything. I mean, Shelley's got a sling in this episode from an injury from Leo.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel a little bad when he hits him with the thing, because it looks like he hit him really hard, like in his head.
Did you know that in the 13th century in Japan, samurai were stripped of their weaponry, but they discovered that the aged and treated bamboo of their shakuhachi flute made an excellent cudgel.
I'm not saying
I'm
he
Team
deserves
Nobody
it.
in Leo
exactly.
versus
There you go.
Windom.
Team
It's
Nobody.
like-
When he
yeah.
gets hit in the head, I don't feel bad for him. It's just the mush again.
The
Oh,
mush.
weird.
I'm just like, again with the baby food. Poor Leo.
He's
Interesting.
like, I can totally chew.
Yum, yum.
Then we're at the Hurley home, and it's Big Ed's big dumb face.
Ugh.
Post-coitus with Norma. It's been 20 years, babe.
It's been 20 years, babe. One day we're talking about a graduation party, and the next day we're here. And in between, nothing but a world of hurt.
Nothing but a world of hurt.
God, this is the most
God.
depressing pillow talk of all time.
I tried not to think about it. I just spent more and more time at the diner, trying to make the place work, because I had nothing else. So I wouldn't have to have another life.
It is like competing to bum each other out the most.
They kind of are.
It's like a conversation you have at a party with someone that you hate having, where they're like, you're like something bad happened to me, and they're like, oh, something worse happened to me.
Totally. It's so sad.
Oh, all my Christmases were a year of Mondays.
A week of Mondays.
I turned all my Christmases into a week full of Mondays.
I made all my Christmases a week of Mondays.
Right. It get what he's saying, but it's like it doesn't
It's a
really
vibe.
fit. Yeah.
You know what it made me think of was the scene in The Return where he's just eating the soup.
Yeah.
I was like, is that a week of
That's
Mondays?
a week of Mondays right there. Eating soup alone in your office
Yeah.
at night.
But it's because he's a chicken shit. Norma!
You leave this scene thinking
So
that
sad.
they might be set.
I
Yeah.
know. It's false hope.
It's about the future now, Ed. And what we're going to do about it.
We were open every day so I wouldn't have to have another life, says Norma. That is so fucking sad. I'm not gonna feel bad for Ed, but it's really like his fault that happened. And I hate it.
Yeah, I hate in general that kind of thing. I dated someone for 6 months when I was 17, and now I'll never get over him the rest of my life. You know, like, move on.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
She tried, but it was not great.
I don't-
She didn't try hard enough.
Right.
But at least she doesn't have stupid Hank in her life anymore. I'm happy for her in that regard.
Right.
She got him a turquoise and onyx bolo tie last
I know.
Christmas.
I bought you a present last Christmas. It was a turquoise and onyx bolo tie. I walked over to your house to give it to you. I don't know why I couldn't go.
He's gonna like
That's
that.
a bolo. I know.
Yeah.
Does she still have it? She didn't give it to him. Maybe she still has
Did
it.
she give it to Hank? Ew. Maybe he just found it and was like, oh, I'll wear it. It seems like something you would like. They have similar style,
I saw-
actually.
Hank wears bolo ties. Maybe he was
does.
wearing a turquoise and onyx.
Oh, wow. See, that would be fun to watch if he has ever worn that.
Yeah, it would be fun. Listeners, if anyone knows, call in. We're live.
Wait, I'm getting
Wait,
a call.
oh, this is our live one.
Oh, first time listener, one time caller. Switch that.
Was that on purpose?
Anyways, they decide it's not too late to start their new lives. We have plenty of time. Hell, you can wait
I know,
another
they're only in
25
their
years.
30s. So it's like, they also talk like they're like on their deathbeds. And they're
Really
like, they
do.
are in their 30s. If it's 20 years since you were in high school, you were in your 30s. Like, you're 0 years old, right? That's so young.
I hope I have enough time to have another romantic relationship.
Been world hurt.
Just then.
No. I may as well talk to her now.
Yay, Nadine.
Nadine comes in.
Nadine rules.
Ed decides I may as well talk to her now. This is what it takes for this guy to get a
Nadine,
backbone.
everyone totally unfazed by this situation of the two of them in bed and Nadine walking
Just
in and
gets
getting in bed.
I love it.
Hey guys, like
I actually think
nobody
Norma is
Norma's
phased,
phased,
She
yeah.
but she's
Ed and
trying
Norma
to be
both
cool.
are.
Right.
And Ed is just his usual, like, useless.
This, everything's just happening
fucking
around
robot.
me. Right.
Like, no. Too bad I have absolutely no free will, apparently. But Nadine is so awesome in this scene.
Oh, I love her.
From minute one, when she rips the door open and just kind of watches it fall on top of this enormous stuffed animal. Is this their bedroom?
I guess. It looks like a child's bedroom.
It does.
This is where my favorite art. Like I want those paintings so bad.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
sort of
hair
keen
So
out.
cute.
They're like goth keen,
Yeah.
kind of.
Or kind of Peanuts a little bit. It kind of looks like
Yeah.
Lucy Van Pelt a little bit. It's so cool. I
They
love
are
it.
really cool.
I love
There's
it.
just a
I
ton
want
of
them
cool
so
art
bad.
in
Yeah.
this episode. Yeah, I wonder if any of that stuff's on eBay. Probably somewhere.
Bolo, be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout for Bolo.
That's an
Ties or
eBay
good
reseller
beats.
term. So be on the lookout for those paintings.
Yeah. She's got the trophy.
I got all the way to the district finals at Knife River, only to find out the airplane slam is illegal. I was disqualified. Second place, what a drag.
Oh boy, what a tough break, huh?
Hello, Nadine.
It's
She's
weird
like-
that you can get disqualified and also second place.
I
trophy.
know.
Like that's
Disqualified from first place.
right.
all the way to the
Disqualified, I
final.
feel, means like you are out of it.
Does
If you're
seem like it.
disqualified from something, I don't
Yeah.
think you also place.
Yeah, she might not.
Oh, you cheated or whatever, so second place. But, I'm not going to question it, Nadine.
I don't know how
She also
wrestling
probably
works,
is just mixed up.
But maybe, yeah, she might be a little mixed up. That seems likely.
Just got disqualified in the finals, but not from the whole tournament.
I mean, I guess to me, I feel like disqualified is an absolute term,
Yeah.
but maybe not to Nadine.
She calls the move the airplane slam, and I was like, is that what she calls her thing she did in cheerleading tryouts?
Yes, that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, the airplane slam. There's a pretty hilarious bit of prop comedy as they pass the trophy back and forth.
Yeah.
She passes it to Ed, who unhelpfully passes it to fucking Norma.
I don't want this.
Norma hands it back to him, and then he hands it back to Nadine. Why does he... There's a lot of choices for LVP in this episode, but he's a good contender here. For this alone, like, just being such a fucking spineless little chicken in this bed. Poor Norma. And also, Norma looks so pretty.
Yeah, she does
She
look
looks
great.
absolutely gorgeous in this scene, so
It is weird that this
it
is
just
like a
hurts more.
post-sex scene and her hair is so perfect.
Yeah, they like kind of messed up her eye makeup a little bit.
Mm.
They like smudged it just a tiny bit, but otherwise can't mess up Norma.
I guess.
There's some strap continuity issues, but
Oh.
pretty minor though. Just because I was looking for stuff. And then Nadine apologizes to Norma for beating up Hank.
I owe you an apology, Norma. I mean, I really pounded Hank, and I am sorry. But I thought he was going to do something to Eddie. I sort of got mad.
Thank you.
Norma says what I think is the only response for that, which is thank you. Like, thank you can mean thank you for beating up Hank. It can mean thank you for the apology. I think it means both. And then Nadine says such a cool thing.
I know about you guys. It's really, really okay. Because I don't have to feel so guilty about me and Mike.
You and Mike.
Well, I don't want to get into it, but I have to tell you, it is really, really serious.
I know about you guys. It's really okay.
I know you guys are friends.
Just so you guys know, I did notice you were naked in bed together.
Right.
I know I seem pretty whacked out and distracted, but it's actually really just that I'm completely cool about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's got Mike.
It's pretty serious.
It's pretty serious. It's so cute. And then we don't know yet that it is, because all we've seen so far is her planting one on him. But it is pretty serious. Spooky tree transition to Josie's beautiful hands with red nails.
Bad ladies have nice nails.
Yeah. She's pressing some wood, getting to know it.
Yeah, see, everyone's stroking.
And wood, just like there's a lot of wood. Stroking wood. Is all of that just foreshadowing?
What happened to Josie?
Yeah, we're at the Blue Pine Lodge where Coop and Harry are interviewing Josie about the Asian man.
Asian man killed.
In Seattle.
The Seattle police want answers, and I have to tell them something. They know you were connected with Jonathan.
How did he die?
He was shot 3 times in the back of the head.
I have to give them something.
Right.
Which is another kind of ACAB-y thing. Like, the whole thing is, like, the Seattle police...
I gotta tell them something.
You need to help me. Josie, help me out here.
Right.
I also like... They've got a drawing of you. It's pretty accurate.
The drawing is amazing.
It's really good. Who did that drawing?
I don't know.
It's like a Pictionary drawing.
Who did all the art in this episode?
The art is so
gotta
good.
be like a lot of thrift store acquisitions.
Oh my god.
Not the picture
Not
of Josie.
Not that,
the
no,
Josie
no.
police sketch.
Somebody on set.
Not the Wally's Hideaway paintings.
Yeah, that's right. Those
Wally's.
were obviously custom.
If you were ever going to tell the truth. Now would be an ideal time.
Think I'll get another cup of Joe.
He says, if you were ever going to tell the truth, now's the time.
And she's like,
You ever had plans? Oh. I wasn't.
Oh, don't worry, Harry. Shut up. I mean, Coop should probably not have left, because that's the problem.
Right.
Harry can't get her to tell the truth. He's the
Harry.
last guy who's going to be able to
Big
get her to say the right thing. But I think Coop is miffed because he already has an inkling what happened. Like, the way he says to Josie when she's like, oh, how did he die? And Coop was like, shot 3 times? Sound familiar?
Right. Now he's like, what? You shot me.
She did learn her lesson about where to shoot someone 3 times. Not in the abdomen. That's not going to help.
Not in the bulletproof vest. Yeah.
So Coop goes, excuses himself to get another cup of Joe, and I love that he smells inside the percolator just in case.
Yeah.
Fool me once. Pete enters carrying an armload of dry cleaning, and he's saying that he was trying to help Josie with his chores, but it seems like it's all Josie's clothes.
Right. I don't think Pete has stuff that gets dry cleaned.
No, Catherine maybe.
Yeah, maybe Catherine.
Is that you, Pete? Catherine's been running her into the ground. So I offered to stop by the dry cleaners and pick up Josie's stuff. You know, the only words I know in Hungarian are paprika and goulash. Took me 20 minutes to get this stuff.
This is an interesting scene. It's just to let Pete be Pete. And
Yep. And Diane Keaton's like, that's what makes Twin Peaks Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
It's just going to do that.
I like it.
I got 5 minutes for that.
Yes, I respect it.
I love
the
it.
scene takes a
Yeah.
long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think she noticed that too. She's like, David Lynch likes to take a long time. So, I don't know. I hope David likes this episode. I mean, I think he doesn't actually like any season 2, but if he ever revisits it, I hope he appreciates
This is
it.
by far the best episode in the last couple. I
She's
think.
making
there's been
lemonades
some
out of a
bad-
lot of lemons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's got what we've decided are garbage storylines.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of them. Like the whole Evelyn thing, it takes up a lot of time.
Yeah. It's not her fault that had to be resolved in this episode. She had to do something with it.
They did the most with it.
She absolutely did her best to make that bearable. She almost gets there. Then the phone rings, so the Pete has to rush off to answer.
Hello.
He hands Coop the clothes, and this gives Coop the perfect opportunity to collect some fivers.
And steal a glove. It's really convenient.
Right.
It's pretty convenient.
Yeah, it's good that there's all this
That's some Coop
stuff,
luck
and then it manages to get the coat that Josie was wearing.
Stealing the glove, I don't know if it's necessary. It's like, if it's come back to the dry cleaners, it's probably not going to have gunpowder residue on it still, but...
Didn't it, though?
Does it in the end?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. I guess it does. Bad dry cleaners.
Right. It takes gloves to the dry cleaner, you know. I mean, I guess someone who shot someone, like...
Right. She's just like, I gotta clean all these clothes. I mean, not a very smart move to wear your own clothes to your murder. To a murder that you're committing. Not your murder.
Should she have worn a costume?
Wear Catherine's shit or something. I don't know. Yeah, she should have.
Mr.
She should have borrowed something from Windom Earle.
From Windom, yeah.
Right.
He's got all the costumes right now.
Yeah.
She could have gone as the front part of a horse.
God.
That would have been confusing for Coop. Oh, so on the phone is Thomas Eckert.
Ugh.
Oh, goody. Who also has something going on with his eye, but it's his other eye.
Right.
I don't know if that's just the actor or what. I don't know.
He just had pink eye
Just
that
had
day.
pink eye.
Is he Australian, this actor?
Yeah.
But he's supposed to be English in the show.
I don't know what he's supposed to be.
South African.
He's just like an international
Yeah.
man. And Catherine is listening in the fun way that we were just talking about on Peyton Puke about like
Oh, yes.
hanging up
How
the-
phones used to work.
Yeah. picking up the other
Just picking it
extension
up.
quietly.
Oh, God,
And
that
then she
confuses Logan so
quietly
much.
puts. She doesn't put the receiver back on, but she
No, yeah.
like
Just the
pushes the button
thing.
down
Yeah, what's
so
that?
that she can
I don't know what that's
monologue.
called.
I was wondering if we could get together. Did you hear about what happened to Jonathan?
Dreadful. Dreadful.
Welcome to Twin Peaks, Mr. Beckett.
Yeah, the little button. What is that
The
called?
thing. I don't remember it ever having a name.
Register? It's old technology.
Catherine is stoked. And then Eckert hangs up the phone in his Great Northern hotel room where his assistant Jones stands by. And behind him on the wall is another cool thing of art. It kind of looks like a Playboy bunny.
Yeah.
But there's nothing particularly Playboy other than just the bunny ears, the black bunny ears. But I like that. Another painting that I would like. A sexy woman in bunny ears. And then we're in the Great Northern lobby, where Ben Horn is still in deep psychosis. Weird how Jacoby's thing didn't work so far.
Right.
He's lying atop a taxidermied donkey, but for some reason there are horse noises coming out of it every once in a while.
This is great.
And 5 drummers in uniform standing by. Yeah. He's gotten his son Johnny involved.
Yeah.
Johnny's in his full indigenous outfit. Audrey's still trying to convince Jerry to help get Ben out of the state, but Jerry's like, I kind of like him this way.
Now, Audrey, you know I was upset too, but there's some projects, both domestic and international, that I look a chance to develop. I mean, one man's crisis is another man's opportunity.
Maybe I can do some of the harebrained shit that he wouldn't let me do before. Jacoby just leans back in size.
Right.
I've examined his will, Jerry. If my father becomes incapacitated, it all goes to me when I'm old enough. And I am old enough, dear, and he is incapacitated. Pay my way either way.
What's happened to the man is a tragedy.
It is a tragedy, Jerry.
I absolutely love Audrey in this scene.
Yeah.
One man's crisis is another man's opportunity, and Audrey's like, actually, it's more of a woman's opportunity.
Right.
Because guess what? I read his will.
I still just don't get why these teenagers want to be in these roles,
Why do
you
I
know?
have business jobs?
Right. I want to run the hotel, you know? Why
I think
would
because
you want
they
that?
realized, especially Audrey's realized, that it's like the only way to make money in this town. It's the only profitable business in town.
Right. It's her birthright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess I also just don't get why she cares about making money, you know? It's not like she has bills to pay. She's a high schooler.
She's got design. She thinks
She
big.
thinks big. She's
I don't
got
get
a lot of
it. I
adult
don't
ideas.
get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
like
big.
this
I don't
scene.
think big, so I don't get it. I don't know. I have never thought big.
I don't like Jerry and Audrey's scene. They're
Yeah.
playing it like romantically.
Yeah. It
Well,
feels like
okay.
it has a weird
It's
tension.
kind of, it reminded me of the scene in Mulholland Drive where like the
gonna-
tryout.
we're
Yeah,
gonna play this
It plays
one.
really tight.
Now, we're going to play this nice and close, just like in the movies.
It is kind of weird. She's like, seems a little flirtatious. I feel like Sherilyn Fenn plays it the best way she can. The way she kind of like pokes him with the pipe is kind of more like a little girl and her uncle, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whereas the rest of it is
And
like
then she
just standing
steals
that
his
close.
pipe and puffs on it.
Yeah.
Which is not lit.
But it's not lit. Yeah.
It just
Right.
has an unlit pipe. It's an affectation.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. The very first scene, he just has like a pervy uncle vibe a little bit.
He does, yeah.
Like even the second episode of the series.
Hey, Audrey, Uncle Jerry's back.
He walks in and like Audrey's like grossed out by him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, he talks to her like she's a little kid.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't know. It's like, I can see how that might be weird. Like, all of a sudden
Yeah.
she's a grown-up and he's like, fuck, I remember when you were a baby.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely doesn't expect that at all from her. That side of her. I mean, I think he's just as surprised that she's interested in business as everyone else.
Right.
But she does seem
Right.
to have a head for it. She's learned well, and I like her outfit.
Yeah.
And I like her vibe. You know we love Audrey. There's a motif in the episode where everyone's just standing even closer together than normal.
So
There's
close.
such close standing.
Always in Twin Peaks, people talk close together, but it's like uncomfortable a lot of the time here. Like in this scene with Jacoby and Audrey and Bobby, they're like practically leaning on each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally huddled up.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, that's a directorial choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get as tight as you can. We were watching these on like little 15-inch screens back in the 90s.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like cheating if she was trying to go for cheating, which is
Yeah.
what it's called when you have people stand closer than you normally would stand in real life.
Right.
It's supposed to be subtle. That's why it's called cheating.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really cheating if it looks weird.
Yeah.
It's just like doing it wrong, I
That's
guess.
Twin Peaks style cheating.
Yeah, that is Twin Peaks.
Have it look weird too. It's okay to look weird in Twin Peaks.
That's what we're going for. Oh, and the other thing is that the sound of marching persists as Gary and Audrey talk to each other. I like that. That's another Lynchian thing. I feel like Diane made... And her name is Diane. How wonderful.
Right.
She must have made a list of
Persistent
things that she likes about
off-screen
Twin
noises.
Peaks. And was like, let's do all these things. That's what I would do, maybe.
Yeah.
And so then Jacoby says,
I think it's time we implement the Appomattox scenario.
it's elaborate. It's a little elaborate.
Very
strategy.
elaborate,
Both elaborate
yes.
and half-assed.
Right, yes. Yeah.
Oh, and then Bobby, when he comes in, he's late because he said bikers tried to steal his jacket.
Sorry, man. A couple bikers tried to take this jacket.
I want to feel like he was just kidding. That
Yeah.
did not really happen. He was just like goofing on like this stupid thing.
Yeah, that does seem like
Some
a rip on the
bikers tried
jacket.
to-
Like,
yeah,
this jacket is
that's-
so cool that some
Yeah,
bikers
some
wanted
bikers
it.
tried to steal this from me, you know.
That just
It
seems
was
like a
really
Bobby joke that
funny.
just didn't completely land.
It landed for me. I mean, I thought it was very funny.
All right. I mean, I thought it was funny,
Bobby,
but it's
LOL,
just the way
exclamation point.
the way he said it sounded too serious. Like he's too.
Well,
he's
see,
very
that's why
dry.
I like a
He's dry.
deadpan, you know? That's
too.
I do. That's why I don't always like Paul Rudd, because he's like the opposite of deadpan.
That's true. He is the opposite.
He's a live saucier.
A live skillet.
Live skillet.
Trademark. And then we get another sadly rendition of Dixie. But the upside to this one is that Bobby is doing a bad job on
He's
the
real
trumpet,
bad,
which
yeah.
is hilarious.
It's funny.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of old times there are not forgotten.
He's having a good time. Dana Ashmore.
This is a
clearly
really
enjoying
good
this
Bobby
trumpet
episode,
sound.
yeah. Yeah, he does.
I think it's a bugle.
Bugle. All right. Sorry.
Whatever.
Bugle. It's important. Back at Hideout Wally's, there's an owl statue in the bar. Evelyn's sitting down. I don't know what time it is, but like all the chairs are put up on the table. Did it just open?
I don't know.
Maybe it just opened. She gets there right at 11. And Donna approaches her and she buys Donna a drink.
Get the lady here a drink. With a little umbrella in it.
And Donna's like, why are you doing this to him? He's a good person.
I know. God.
And Evelyn says,
He was good at two things. The car and me.
was he really good at you?
I
don't
doubt
know.
it.
It doesn't
I
seem like he
doubt
was good.
it.
How could James be good?
I don't know. Well, maybe. I don't know.
People like him though.
He has sex with
Natural
Laura.
talent.
I mean, Laura was pretty
Laura liked
experienced.
it. Laura was
So
into
maybe
it.
he learned stuff from Laura. I don't know.
Ooh, I bet he did. Guess he might be good at stuff. He's good at one thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Two
yeah,
things.
that tracks.
Fixing cars and
And
fixing
fucking,
ladies.
yeah.
And he cannot say no either, apparently. Then Malcolm comes in and he gets real handsy with everybody.
Ugh,
And
yikes.
it's a bad look.
Sorry about your friend, honey. There's nothing you can do. So why don't you trundle up to your
town, safe in the knowledge that if I ever see you here again, I'll kill you.
And he squeezes Donna's face.
That's
a
real
lot.
big face squeeze on her.
I think this is really good Laura Flynn Boyle acting, actually. She's not great entirely in the episode, but in this particular scene, I think she does a good job.
A lot of her acting is like very soap opera, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think the same thing. She's like now in a soap opera plot instead of the main plot of the show having to do with Laura Palmer.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Poor
a
Donna.
thing. You've been relegated to the B plot.
Trapped in the B plot. That sucks. Sorry, Donna. You never really get your due until Firewalk with Me, but then it's not
Then
even
it's
Laura
not her,
Palmer.
yeah.
Then we get a spooky tree transition with the superimposed Black Knight chess piece. A lot of superimposition.
Yeah.
That's another thing she's done a lot.
It's really like that with Evelyn's veil.
Yes. Remember when she wore this awesome
Remember the
outfit?
veil?
We're back in the conference room where Coop is going over some test results with Albert, and they're using the slide projector, which is kind of fun.
Vicuna thread sample taken from Josie's coat. Traces found on the floor outside your room. Either Josie Packard pulled the trigger, or she's loaning her winter wear to the wrong kind of people. It's a perfect match.
Basically, between the two of them, they're like, Josie Faux Show did it.
Right.
How are we going to tell Harry?
He's got a problem with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I hope it's not Josie. For Harry's sake.
Coop is so earnest when he says, I hope it's not Josie. It's like, yeah, but it is.
It totally is.
As you know, Truman and I have had our differences in the past, but the big lug's got his heart in the right place, if nothing else. And I'm not above feeling a little sympathy with a stalwart in the dough. What's your point, Albert? Speaking frankly, our sheriff's got a serious problem with his girlfriend.
Not one word until we're certain.
And then Coop enters Harry's office. Harry's throwing darts. He's got a name for the drifter.
Eric Powell, former merchant marine by his prince.
Powell.
Caroline's maiden name. See, it's like Windom Earle goes to so much trouble.
How many drifters did you have to interview before
I mean, he found a drifter who's the same. Can you imagine if I was like, okay, find a drifter whose last name is Simons? You know, I mean, it's like that. Or a more common name than that.
And don't know you're doing this interview process either, obviously, because that would be bad.
I mean, even that part, that is like a very difficult assignment, I think.
Yeah.
And then you also have to like kill him and save his body for 3 days so that the rigor mortis can leave and come back or whatever. I mean, it's just like, God. Just draw a picture of Windom.
Right.
He goes to so much trouble.
So
this
much
guy.
trouble.
It's kind of like the Joker.
Yeah, that's why I always write like wannabe Batman villain ass.
Right.
I can't stand
Oh,
him.
yeah, absolutely.
He's a real, with the...
It's just so theatrical. I mean, literally theater.
Yes.
He's literally theatrical about
He's
it.
literally.
Did I say literally? Like that? No, okay.
But I feel like he would.
Yeah, he would. He'd also say the Scottish play for sure. Doodly-doo. Let's see. Oh, in this scene, there's another thing of Diane Keaton trying something. Coop walks kind of over to the chessboard in the corner, and then there's just one insert shot of camera above Coop. And you see the chessboard from above at the top of Coop's head. So you just see that once, and that's it. It's another shot of something you wouldn't normally see it that way.
Right.
But to what end, I don't know. I guess just to unsettle you. But anytime David does it, it's kind of to be unsettling.
Maybe the thought is like it makes him look like a chess piece.
Ooh.
Nothing actually works, but I think a lot of this like doesn't quite work. But I like trying stuff. I like when I'm seeing unusual things.
Especially at this point, as we said several times in this episode, like the content she had to work with was challenging.
Yes.
So
yeah.
It calls for some tricks. And yeah, but I think maybe you're onto something, because that's when he's saying like we need to find a chess expert.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be
Mate.
Pete.
Pete is a chess expert.
Turns out Pete's a chess expert. He learned everything he knew from Jose Raul Capablanca, who apparently was a famous chess guy.
Oh.
And I don't think he really learned it from that guy.
I owe it all to the great Jose Raul Capablanca. Now, if there's chessboards in heaven, Jose's sitting next to the Lord.
I mean, maybe he studied with him. Seems unlikely. Anyway, is he playing 3 games at once? Is that what's happening there?
Yes.
He's on one side of the counter.
Yes, he's playing all 3 of them at the
Playing
same time.
against Toad.
Toad.
And Doc fucking Hayward.
Right.
Of course.
The mind reels. One of these days.
Just get Doc in there. We don't need Michael Horse or Harry Goes or Kimmy Robertson, but we had to have Doc.
Right.
And so Coop says,
I'm playing a chess match of considerable importance. Can't say any more than that. Suffice to say, I'd like to stalemate the game, losing as few pieces as possible. None that can be arranged.
He doesn't say this, but
right.
Every time they lose a piece, it's a person.
Yikes.
That's not good. And then Shelley comes in, and here we go.
Gosh, this is so strange.
She walks behind the counter to find Norma kneeling on the floor with the soft serve ice cream cone thing in front of her, cleaning it. First of all,
why would you do
wouldn't
that?
even imagine you'd need to clean that.
Right. Like, how slow is it in the diner right now that you're cleaning the...
Is that the point of the conversation? Is like, Shelley's like, do you need my help? Should I come back? And Norma does not need her help at all, but she's still like, come back, I need your help.
I don't think so, no. I think this is also like she wanted to shoot some weird way. Who has a conversation with someone when you're both kneeling on the floor, you know? I think it was just like, I want to try this weird angle or weird look.
It is so strange.
Yeah.
Like, she could have put it on the counter.
Right,
she hadn't cleaned it at all.
right. Why did she move it to the floor to clean it?
Yeah. They just took every chance to make things look weird.
It's weird. It is weird. Especially when Harry approaches the counter and looks down on them. And then now I can't stop thinking about dicks. It's like, that's like the blowjob angle.
Yeah, it's...
God. Aww. I don't like that. Not for my ladies, not for the two pretty bells
I know.
of the
They're
double R donor.
on their knees.
And at one point, Shelley does...
Soft serve.
It's so big. At one point, Shelley does grab a rag and just kind of wipe it.
They're both wiping it together.
So weird.
It's pretty unnecessary.
Yes.
Everything about that is unnecessary, really. Except the conversation, which is good. The conversation,
Right.
that's like
Is
one
that
thing
Shelley
didn't
wants
need
to come
dressing
back
up.
to work.
You, don't need any help, do you?
Are you kidding? It hasn't been the same without you. When can you start?
Now?
Great. Welcome back.
As we know from Shelley's quitting conversation, those two talking about work, but they're really talking about the relationship.
Yeah.
But then Harry wants to talk to Norma in private.
Let's have a weird angle conversation, too.
Let's have another weird angle conversation through the door.
The little
tiny
door window.
Where we have to be so close together to see both our faces in the window that, like, if he stuck his tongue out, he would touch her face. It was so close.
Wasn't there a thing like an electric company with the like two faces next to each other? The
Yeah.
profiles where they're saying,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
The one says a word and the other one says...
Charm. Ease. Cheese.
Yeah.
The syllables.
Yeah.
You make
yeah.
words that way.
Yes. That's what it looks like.
But they were further apart, I think, than Harry and Norma were in this scene. You wouldn't be able to fit words between their faces.
Yeah. That's what it looked like to me, though.
But it's good news, anyway. He's
Yay.
basically saying...
We're charging with the attempted murder of Leo Johnson. Add that to breaking parole. Hank's going away for a long time.
He's going away to jail for a long time.
Yay.
And Norma says good, and I like it. Then we get a moon superimposed over a spooky tree. Back to the Blue Pine Lodge, where Josie is horrified to find Mr. Eckert at the door. He's come at Catherine's invitation.
I must confess I received your invitation with some surprise.
Everyone's surprised.
Yes.
A lot of surprise going on. This is another scene where Diane Keaton's really going for stuff.
Yeah.
She moves the camera back and forth a lot as they talk. It's kind of swinging back and forth.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't think it particularly works, but I can see what she was trying to go for. Unsettling soap opera. And it's kind of supposed to be like a tete-a-tete between two brilliant minds. And the fact that their conversation is so horrible.
What shall we do about her? It would be a shame if you let them be ended. Of course, I miss her cheery disposition. We become the best of friends. Two girls chatting over tea. If I give her to you, what will you give me in return?
How can I place a value on something so precious?
that you will try.
I know. It's like, are you going to sell me Josie, basically?
It's like, yeah.
Right.
It is that. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up. Catherine.
She did try to kill her, though.
It'd be better if the conversation had like veiled menace, but was like surface polite instead of just being like
straight up.
Should I sell you my girl?
Right.
Yeah, for
she
sure.
has great fingers.
Josie has the most incredible hands. Every finger a thing of beauty.
That's true. Well, they talk about her hands, and then Eckhart touches Josie in a lot of ways she doesn't like. I feel like I've never seen her face look that horrified to be touched by a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that means this guy's pretty bad news.
Yeah.
She definitely is willing to make out with a lot of dudes.
We've had a lot of signs he's bad news.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something perhaps controversial. I think Thomas Eckert.
Wait, oh, you're gonna get canceled for that controversial take.
And I think a motif in this episode is men, like, kind of manhandling women. And then it's kind of funny, too, how Catherine speeds through the meal in this. Like, it's such a short conversation, really. She's like, we'll have that wine. We'll have the hors d'oeuvres. We'll have the main course. I just got hors d'oeuvres out. And then the main course is a pig's head with grapes.
Yes.
So many grapes.
It's a real gross meal.
The pig's head and grapes.
Pig face and grapes.
Yeah, like that whole head for two people.
The skin's still on.
Do they not do it that way? I don't know. I would assume like you've had like...
I've never eaten the face of a pig, as far as I know. Not just sliced off the face. Like a slice of cheek.
I mean, that's a thing.
I've seen a whole pig before, but we mostly ate everything else.
I know, but they don't like skin it, right? I don't understand why you're saying it's like, oh, it has the skin on. Like, I mean, it's like if there was like a roast turkey, like it would have the skin on it. I'm sure the skin's good.
Sure.
It's an interesting choice. Like, let's make sure we get the whole pig head and face. That's what I want for dinner.
I mean, I think it's a choice to be menacing like that.
Yeah.
But that's a thing that it is a thing that people eat that. There's some place like downtown that serves like the whole pig head face like that.
Oh, yeah?
Like Radiator Whiskey, or maybe it's Whiskey Kitchen. It's one of those.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, and then we cut to a bunch of pictures of ladies. I don't know if it's like magazine pictures or if she has like a cool collage on some furniture. Or
yeah, I don't know
what
what.
it is, because you never really see. You just see the pictures.
I don't know.
Some cigarettes, and Evelyn is blowing smoke rings in her lingerie.
Yeah, I feel like she's trying to look sexy blowing those smoke rings, and it doesn't work. I mean, I feel like she's successfully blowing smoke rings, but I feel like to do it, you have to make a goofy face that's not sexy, you know?
I guess so.
I feel like it looks sexy to just smoke a cigarette,
Yeah,
normal
but she's
cigarette
alone,
smoking.
so she's just fucking around. I don't always try to be sexy when I'm alone. Usually I'm absolutely not being sexy at all when I'm alone. I'm doing things I don't want people to normally see me doing.
Doesn't seem like the direction she got there.
No.
Right. I think that she is trying to look
just
sexy.
like nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Smoke like
we're gonna slow it down.
Like she farts in the middle.
That'd be hilarious. And she like scratches her crotch.
Smells her own breath.
Checks her armpit.
Oh my god, guys, stop saying all the gross things you do.
Okay. Anyway, she's not alone. James comes in.
Why'd you do it?
I really do think he's like drunk in this episode. He's really intense.
I can't figure it out.
James, you're not safe here. Malcolm,
Was it the money?
He gets so close.
Yes.
Right up in her face.
There's like an inch between their nose. It's so close.
Yeah.
My eyes wouldn't even be able to focus. We're talking to a blur.
I know, plus she just blew all the smoke like she has stank breath right now. God.
Well, he smokes too. He probably doesn't notice. But,
oh, right.
But he can taste.
Taste of honesty.
Yes. Ooh.
James, you're good. And you're honest. I'm not. But that doesn't mean there weren't moments when I truly wanted you here. For the good and honest way that you taste.
Oh, I like how you taste too.
I mean, I like Evelyn
You
a
think
little
his
bit in
dick
this
tastes
episode.
like honesty?
I didn't think that's what she meant.
No, okay.
I thought like making out. No, I don't think she thought his dick.
Okay.
I don't think that she gave him a BJ. No way. But
Yeah.
I like that she is just like, I did it, dum dum. You know, like nobody made me do it. I did it
Yeah.
for the money. Yeah.
But she does give a bunch of different, like, sort of conflicting answers. She says, I did it for the money. I did it out of fear. I did it because I wanted to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, out of fear isn't really like, I wanted to. It's not the same. I feel like those are three different answers.
Why? For the money. Out of fear. Because I wanted to do it. It's not exactly what you wanted to hear, is it, James?
I guess they're all true.
Right, but yeah, exactly. Like, they're different, but they're also all accurate.
Okay. But it wasn't why not, which is what she tells Donna. But I think she just says that to Donna because she wants to control Donna.
It is a little bit of a double indemnity callback again, because there's a memorable line where it's like,
Yes, I killed him. I killed him for money. And for a woman. And I didn't get the money, and I didn't get the woman.
There's a little bit of a motif in this scene of stories. He says, you better tell me a story, Evelyn. And then when Malcolm comes in, he's like, here's the story. And then she has like the story that she tells at the end.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. Like, I feel like this scene is unusually well written for this group of people and characters.
Right.
Except for, I like how you taste, because that's just, I don't know. I don't like thinking about that.
I feel like she says he tastes honest.
She says you're good
You're
and
good
honest.
You taste that way. I don't know.
She says
she
you
did
taste
say that
good
he
and
tastes.
honest,
Yeah.
and he says you taste good too. Smooch, smooch, smooch.
Yeah.
When like just
It's
2
like,
seconds ago
right.
you were like
She's like,
saying you're gonna frame me for murder.
Right.
I'm actively trying to frame you for murder, but also you're a good kisser, I guess. But it distracts him long enough for Malcolm to
No
come.
one's that good at kissing.
I don't know.
No. Well, Malcolm hits him over the head, knocks him out, and then the camera gets a little weird.
Yes, I don't love it.
Yeah. Slow motion.
It's a little stylized.
Slow. It's like overcranked, kind of.
It happens twice, and maybe it should
Yeah.
only happen once. I like that because it's like really.
I like that it
it's
happens
scary to me.
later, but I don't like it here.
Yeah.
When he's just saying, like, this
plan.
is the story.
He was angry. He was crazy. He killed Jeffrey. And he came back to kill you. Your poor defense was no help. But you were ready for him, Evelyn. You got your gun. And you shot James. You shot him till he was dead.
Says you shot him till he was dead, which is a funny thing to say.
Yes, and then she says it too. It's
Yeah.
shot him till he's dead is weird.
Yeah.
Like a hysteric.
Yes.
A hysteric
Yeah.
grouping of bullets.
Yes.
Shoot
Like
him 5 times. Like a hysteric.
Like a hysteric. Like you are a hysteric woman. But first we're back at the Great Northern, where Ben's office is, like, painted with a fucking mural, and there's grass
It's
in
a
there.
field of
like,
wheat.
they've really
Yes.
done a lot of work in there. It's, again, like regional theater production of Gone with the Wind or something.
Yeah.
Again, like who did all this?
Who did this?
There's a big staff at the Great Northern.
Yeah, so they got the whole staff.
Maybe
Is there
Louis.
no one
The
staying
staff is
there
clearly
right now?
tired of this shit.
Right.
Yeah, but I guess they're still getting paid. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like they did a pretty good job on whatever short notice they had.
Right.
They've got the table, they did that painting.
And like Audrey's dress and hair.
That's a wig.
Yeah, she's wearing a wig.
Okay, well, who
But-
got that wig?
But
I mean,
there's like
still.
a good costume shop in town.
There's like an all-year Spirit Halloween in this town,
Yeah.
like for them in
like to have all
Windom.
those uniforms and and a uniform that fits Jerry.
Aw.
It is the Spirit Halloween store.
Yeah.
That's great. He's like, oh, and I can't resist these prop rocks. I had to get those too. They were on sale.
I'm indeed honored to be making your extremely sociable acquaintance. And where are you armed with my sword, sir? I like your sword, sire.
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you.
Where is General Grant? General Grant's a coming, sire. I know it.
Jerry's accent is very fun and over the top. This is some good David Patrick Kelly. Good actor, bad acting.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of. I'm like, I hate this Civil War shit, but then I love Jerry's bad acting and weird accent.
You will sign. Oh, yes. And may I add that you've been a valiant opponent, a fine character.
How about the North won the Civil War?
The horse sounds coming once again from the donkey.
All those men claiming to own their own horses. They keep them too.
Jerry plays the harmonica too throughout, which is, he's good at actually the harmonica. He's a better harmonica player than he is an actor. And then when Ben and Jacoby shake hands, then Ben collapses and wakes up doing Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I had the strangest dream. You were there.
Diane Keaton again was like, you know what David Lynch likes? Wizard of Oz references.
Right.
True.
He does. He likes old movie references in general, and yeah, he does like that one.
And it's good timing for that.
It's very and you were there, and you were there, and you were there.
It takes him a second to be like, oh, you're wearing costumes.
Right.
I thought it was a little out of character for Jacoby to be so not game for this whole thing. Being Grant, he was very bad playing along.
Yes.
Sir, we met during the Mexican War. Do you remember? I have come to surrender the North. The Mexican War, sir. Do you remember? Oh, yes. It was a good war, as I remember. Nonsense! All wars are nothing but madness.
So I guess maybe it's another actor doing bad acting on purpose.
Yeah.
It is.
Because Jacoby would maybe not be a good actor.
Yeah, I think he was invested, but just not good.
And I think he was annoyed, too, that it didn't already work. Like, that they had to do this. Because he was so confident just letting him win that one battle that would be enough. And it didn't work.
Yeah, to actually do the surrender.
Like, yeah. So I think he's annoyed that he had to put that much effort in. Because before he was just like, I know how to do this. I'll just let him play it out and it'll be fine. He has to actually do some work.
Yeah, he's very lazy. That makes
like
sense.
doing work.
Maybe he's annoyed about having to be involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
He couldn't even remember one line.
Exactly.
Which was like, we surrender, basically.
Right.
He look at to remember his own name.
Paper,
He's like, I'm General Grant.
Fine, I know. But it works. And we got Ben back. Yay. Speaking of regional theater, we're back at Windom's spooky cabin. He's applying a fake mustache, eyebrows, and sideburns. God. The whole shebang.
I know, for like a 2-second interaction.
Deliver a letter. Yeah.
None of this is necessary. He doesn't hand deliver it to Audrey Horne. All this to leave it at the front desk. Just put it in the mail, right?
He
loves to do this dumb shit. And to I want to do an accent.
Yes, he's doing an accent. Well, for no reason at all.
Right. I think like he really likes it. He walks right past Coop. I think he does really like that. I think that's the whole point of all of it.
Yeah, he goes there he's hoping to run into Coop. And he does. Yeah, he's stoked. And pick up a postcard. But first he's got Leo writing.
The whole rack.
There's an owl motif, obviously.
There's definitely owls.
Yeah.
A lot of owls, yeah. He's got Leo writing the poems. And he shocks him.
Shocks him because his handwriting isn't good. Yeah. And it's like, that's not going to make his handwriting better.
Yeah, that reminds me of like my
makes
mom
his hand
said
shake.
when she was in parochial school, the nuns, like she had really beautiful handwriting, my mom did. And she said it was really beautiful because the nuns were really particular about how your handwriting looked. If it wasn't up to snuff, they would smack your hand with a ruler. And I was like, how does that
doesn't make
your
it
handwriting?
God.
I guess it works, but it seems counterintuitive, but
yeah.
And then he finally gives Leo some solid food, but I can't tell what it is. It looks kind of like an oversized communion wafer or something.
Yeah, I think it's a cookie.
And he's got some pictures that were, again, he was at Kinko's.
Yes.
A photocopy of Shelley, Donna, and Audrey with their names underneath. Like,
yes, that's weird. Why? And why?
And why? Which one?
Why did he need them all on the same page? Like, he could have just had pictures of them.
Yeah, where did you get those pictures?
It's a weird picture of Audrey. With like her hair all slicked back.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's like from the pilot.
Yeah.
I really like how after Leo's done writing, Windom Earle rips everything up and Leo's like, no. I worked so hard.
No. And then, he stuffs it into the envelope not very neatly at all.
It's weird. Is it done now? Like,
I don't think he finished.
I don't think he did at all.
It didn't seem like he'd written the whole letter yet. And there's definitely fingerprints on those things now. Mm-hmm. He does use Leo's saliva to seal it. So
I don't like that.
I guess so they can't trace it back to him, but
it's
obviously him anyway.
Yeah. Right.
I know. It's funny that he's like, there's no trace, but You know it's me.
Right. Or like the mail thing, like that they were under a phony credit card under the name Windom Earle.
Just use real credit card.
How is that even a phony credit card?
I think the phoniness was it wasn't like a real, like it
no
came
money.
back, yeah. No money.
But how do you use
like
that?
a hot check or something, you know? But
that's not how credit cards work.
well, but back in the
run that
day,
right back.
I don't know how things worked.
I guess they
Like
just
through
did
the
one of those,
mail,
like,
yeah.
When
Yes.
carbon copied it and
Right.
you run it through later, or you send it through later or something.
Yeah. So,
Phony credit card.
what was the point of that? Like, I just wanted to be free.
Just wanted to save money.
I mean, everything he does is so expensive. I mean, why is it just sending mail that is like, want to get over?
It's a great question. So we're back at the Marsh Mansion. Evelyn and Malcolm conspiring over James's unconscious body. That's when he says, I'll do my best to imitate the act of a hysteric when I shake the gun around. And then the thing that happens next is somehow like rushed and drawn out at the same time. I'm like not entirely clear. It seems like it goes a long time with Donna weeping over James and
well, there's a shot of like from Donna's point of view through the window,
outside,
which
right,
feels a little bit of a callback to the Harold Smith thing when James rushed in to save Donna.
Oh, you're right. That's nice.
So, yeah, I think that was intentional. And then Donna comes running in. She's super soap opera acting. Don't hurt him!
I already called the cops. They're on their way. It won't work. Malcolm.
He's lying. Give me the gun.
Evelyn, please don't let us die. Please.
Don't hurt him. He's unconscious.
Let's just say don't hurt him anymore.
Don't hurt him anymore. She's like, I've already called the police. It won't work. I like that Malcolm is like, nah.
You definitely did not call him.
Right.
Even if you did, who cares?
Right.
They don't help. So Malcolm tries to get Evelyn to shoot James, but instead she kind of backs up toward the door, and he's like, give me the gun, blah, blah, blah. He advances on her, and then she shoots him at really close range.
Close. Like, it's touching his body, I think.
It's so close that I'm surprised it didn't go through him and, like, hit Donna or something behind him. Like, it's so close.
I think the bullet did go through him. His back is definitely got a big,
blown
like,
out. Yeah, but where did it go?
Fortunately, not Donna.
Yeah. And then they collapse to the floor together, and she is telling a story.
Yeah.
He was angry. He was crazy. He killed Jeffrey. Came back to kill me. I got my gun, and I shot him. I shot him until he was dead.
Shot him till he was dead.
Shot him till he was dead.
Shot him until he was dead. I shot him dead is, I think, how you might say that.
Waterfall transition. We're back at the Great Northern.
Ew.
Coming to his room for the night. He's whistling and takes a moment at the elevator to open his wallet and pull out a photo of Caroline. What a funny photo of Caroline.
Black and white.
This is an adult woman. Why does she have that photo? It looks kind of like a school picture, but it's... I'm 35. I just got my portrait that it's here.
So weird.
Would you like a wallet size? He looks at it longingly just as Windom Earle steps out of the elevator. Windom sees Coop. Coop does not see Windom. And at the front desk, Windom leaves a note for Audrey Horne.
For Miss Audrey Horne, please.
And then
There's a
sees
funny
the most
accent.
curious postcard rack.
Yes.
Filled with all the same owl
It's a spinning
postcards.
rack.
Owl.
All the same postcard.
They don't
And
say
I guess
Great
you can
Northern
just
on
take
I
them.
think.
You can just take
They're
them.
free.
Just grabbed an owl. And he says owl.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves owls. Because he knows the owls aren't what they seem.
Yes, he does know that.
And then we're in room 315 where Coop finds a creepy scene. Caroline's death mask poking out of his comforter. This was real mask made by Brenda E. Mathers, who plays Caroline. And she kept it as a souvenir, which I think is cool. But how does Windom make the eyes light up?
I don't know.
The eyes are very
Magic.
lit up until
The eyes are lit up.
it picks up.
From the tape recorder. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Once again, good old extra Windom. It's effective. This is creepy.
Breathtaking, wasn't she? A truly beautiful woman, Caroline. Funny, isn't it? After all this time, after all that happened in Pittsburgh, I still love her. And I know that you do too.
Windom says, I still love her, and Cooper peers into the mask.
Now, Dale, listen carefully. It's your move.
Well, I think this shot works. This is good. There's good bookends of trick shots that Diane Keaton did that I think work. Where he's looking into one eye, both have his eyes into one eye, and then it shifts, it's all one shot.
Yeah, I like that.
Two eyes looking into two eyes. It's neat. And that is the end of the episode. This one is not such a fun fact.
Uh-oh.
It was after this episode, it ranked 85 out of 89 programs that
Yikes.
ABC decided, so they put the show on indefinite hiatus after this episode. Everyone was upset. And then also they had been moving the show around a lot because of the Gulf War, preempting Twin Peaks 6 times it had been preempted.
I remember that. That was driving me and my brother crazy because they would show scenes from next week and then it would say at the bottom of the screen, like, in 3 weeks.
Yeah. That wasn't great.
Not great.
But then there was a fan letter writing campaign. So old school. You couldn't just get on whatever,
Twitter.
A petition or whatever. This letter writing campaign organized by a group called COOP, Citizens Opposed to Offing of Peaks, it stands for. And they managed to get the show back on.
Thank you for saving our. Did you save our? What? Tell me, what is this again?
Citizens opposing the offing of COOP.
Citizens what?
Opposing.
Opposing.
The offing of
The offing
of
of
peaks.
peaks. Oh, peaks. Got it. Okay. This is good. Did it work?
6 weeks later, a lot of sixes here. It was preempted 6 times. 6 weeks later, the show came back for 6 more episodes. And then David finally came back.
Yay.
Finish it out, but it was rough times for Twin Peaks right here.
Well, first I'd like to welcome you to the new Twin Peaks. Exactly the same, the old Twin Peaks, just it's new for us because we're rebirthed. And thank you for your efforts in getting us back on the air because you're responsible. So whatever happens, it's on your head.
But I didn't think this was that bad. A lot of people consider this the worst episode of Twin Peaks, but I honestly still think
there's definitely worse episodes.
The episode
yeah.
before this was much worse.
Was worse, yeah, for sure.
And you liked it, Brugos, right?
Yeah.
Afterwards, you were like, that was great. So yeah, I don't know. I definitely appreciate that Diane Keaton was going for stuff. Another director who goes for stuff is Dwayne Dunham, and I don't think it is nearly as effective when he does that. And we have another Dwayne Dunham episode coming up.
No.
Motifs, we talked about
God,
a lot of them.
I know so many.
A lot. This is motif heavy. Face grabbing, chess pieces, of course. Red nail, lady hands.
Yeah, and then all the cool paintings.
So much cool art.
Yeah, the people, information in uniform.
Yeah.
People jerking shit off. Yeah, we saw a lot.
That was interesting. It was a really interesting episode.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, pretty meaty for this late in season 2, I gotta say. Well, let's do awards.
Yay!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Roadhouse is proud to welcome...
Let's get the ceiling fan out of the way here.
Okay, because this is not that scary. There is some scary stuff.
Scary.
I thought, like, the mask in the bed with the lit up eyes, that was pretty scary.
It is, and it's cool.
That's very spooky, yeah. To me, stuff like that hit, like, he walks into his room, because, like, I live alone half the time, you know. Also, sometimes I walk into my house, and it's like Logan has been there and left the door open, and it's like, so, you know, like, that is, like, unsettling to me when you, like, you walk into,
yeah.
Yes.
I don't like that either.
Really unsettling look, that mask. It like moved a little bit. I don't know. It's very strange.
Like it was looking at him or something.
Mm-hmm.
I always think the audio stuff gets to me the most. So I think the weird overcranked with the strange audio when Malcolm's shot, I guess.
Yeah.
It's probably my fish. I'm sorry, not my fish. My fan.
Yeah.
My ceiling fan.
I also like it because it's not just that it's sort of a Lynchian callback, but it's also just kind of implies that, like, the Black Lodge has its fingers in all the pies, so to speak, of, like, evil that happens around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was, like, some Black Lodge entity being like, yes, this is good Garmonbosia that's happening right now. This guy's about to...
No, I didn't even see it like that. I just kind of felt like this is maybe what things sound like from the perspective of somebody who's just been hit over the head or shot.
Okay. It's probably a more practical way of thinking about it. Yeah, so mine is also the death mask, but Not the finding of it, but when he picks it up and looks at it and really realizes what it is. That's horrifying. You know, that's like a really fucked up thing. And he was just thinking about Caroline. And is that why he was just thinking about her? Because he's so psychic and tuned in. You know,
there's been a lot of Caroline.
Right. I mean, he should be thinking about her because this is that Windom Earle is here, sending all the wedding stuff, and
that's true. Windom is really making him remember, but yeah, just picking up a mask and recognizing the face and knowing it's a death mask. Windom loves to do shit to bodies. He's really into that. That's pretty evil to, you know, fuck with bodies afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think he's a very good guy.
He's never going to be the MVP, I don't reckon. All right, let's do fun. Fish in the percolator.
There was a fish in the percolator.
There's a lot of funny stuff in this episode.
So many options.
I know. I mean, I'm kind of torn. I think, like, the straight-up funniest thing is Josie's police sketch.
Locals are looking for a beautiful Asian woman, late 20s, in connection with the murder of one Jonathan Kumagai.
Yeah, that made me get the biggest laugh from me, too.
But I guess for me, maybe the timing of it, I'm worried about Coop! Just because we have a friend who has a child named Cooper, and he said whenever anything is going on with his kid, he's like, I'm worried about Coop! He just told that story 2 days ago, right?
Yeah,
I think that was just so funny. And it was Alberg. I mean, it was just so, yeah, I guess I have to go with that. Yeah.
Very good choice. I think I like Nadine ripping the door off.
Oh my God.
Anytime Nadine rips the door off,
she was like so casual.
Because exactly the way she just reacts to everything that's going on. Just, and getting in bed. That cracked me up.
That was really funny.
I mean, Wendy Roby really just nails that whole scene.
She's so good.
That's very funny. I am just so partial to Bobby in the conference room. And pretty much everything he does, but especially when he says absolutely.
See, I feel like his biker jacket thing is even funnier than all that. But, you know, that's the more deadpan Bobby. And
yeah, I like
you can
more
do both, yes.
kind of Bobby.
Oh my gosh.
But that's the thing about Dean Ashbrook is that he can be all things to all people.
I was just thinking, he can do deadpan and broad. I love that.
That is amazing.
Range.
Yeah.
He's got the range. Love that, Dean Ashbrook. Love you, Bobby. I can't give you a VP, I guess, so this will be... I don't know. It's hard. We'll get there.
I haven't decided yet.
Wow, yeah. We'll get there. We're just right now.
All right, we're on the LVP.
Oh, gosh. We can do James, right?
If ever there were an episode wherein we could do James, it would be this one, but I'm still sticking with it.
I got it.
Because he is the perma LVP.
Right.
He can't.
Well, he earned
we
that.
have to pick someone else. He really earns it in this episode.
We're really picking the second least valuable person.
Oh, I guess
yeah.
Well, gosh. I mean, I know I've gone with him before. I guess then Ed. I mean,
it's a good, solid
he doesn't
choice
bring any value.
Yeah, you still get Hurley.
Yeah.
It's the Hurleys.
It's the Hurleys. Yeah, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The only good Hurley is Nadine Hurley, and she's only a Hurley by
rules,
marriage.
that's right. Yeah.
She doesn't have to be a Hurley. Oh my god.
Yeah, Ed sucks. Ed's such a downer. He was also my LVP. His stupid speech.
I think when you pointed, or whoever pointed out the terrible pillow talk.
Yes, that's me. It's true.
Yeah.
That's their only scene, really.
Mm-hmm.
That's Ed's only scene. I hated it.
It's bad.
I'm both bored and then later on annoyed with him.
I wish I could be bored. I'm just so fucking sad for Norma the whole time. I can't be bored because I'm like, this is Norma's life. You're wasting this beautiful woman and this wonderful woman.
That's how that scene goes for me. Like, Norma's saying stuff, and I'm like, oh, poor Norma. And then Ed's saying things, and I'm like, shut up, Ed.
Yes, yes.
So it's like very different reaction to who's saying.
That's also my experience. Yeah, I was going to say Malcolm, but I think you've talked me into Ed again.
Oh, wow, yeah, I like unanimity.
Because at least Malcolm, like, furthers the plot.
Right.
Ed is just...
And he gets killed.
He's dead. Yeah. And he's dead. I love it. Yeah, it's just a fucking broken record. And the tragedy here being that we know what's going to happen. It's going to be another 25 years before...
Right.
Because even though Nadine's like, I'm cool with it, she decides later on that she isn't. I don't know. I think she really is cool with it in this moment. And it's not just the psychosis or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then I think she kind of like freaks out later on and is like, I'm scared of change. And that's why she takes it back. But it's just for a second, and because Ed's such a fucking piece of shit, he's like, I gotta do whatever the person who seems the most upset with me wants in this moment. Yeah, Ed sucks. We hate you, Ed. Big Ed. But let's do
Woo! This was an easy one for me.
Yeah.
Albert. Albert rules
Albert
in this
does
episode.
Rule. Albert rules. It's true.
Albert is a great choice. I think of all the people in the episode, I would have picked Albert as well. But I'm going to give it to Diane Keaton.
Wow.
Wow. I like the direction of this episode.
Wow, that's nice.
I love that choice.
I was going to choose the director of this episode before I knew who it was.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's a great choice.
Thanks.
My top 3 choices were Bobby, Albert, and Nadine.
Oh.
But because I gave Bobby the fish, that's him checked. I feel like he's gotten his due there. And then I love Nadine in this scene so much. And I love that she gives Ed an out.
Mm-hmm.
And if he only just fucking stuck to it and took it, everything would have been okay. But he didn't. So it's not Nadine's fault, but I think I haven't given it to Albert yet, so I'm going to go for Albert.
Yay!
Because Albert is so great, and I was just so happy to see him, and I'm so happy for whatever's going on in his life that's making him a skipper.
Exactly.
It's great.
I think maybe he's just happy doing good police work. He brings all those photographs and lays them down.
Yeah, but I mean, he's always doing good police work.
Yeah, he doesn't even seem that mad about the 4.5-hour car ride from
Seattle.
He's great. And he comes in with so much information. Between him and Coop, they figure out Josie shot him.
Yeah.
Josie tried to murder Coop and definitely murdered someone else. And even though
Asian man.
An Asian
man. Asian
Johnny
man.
Kumagai.
She killed the Asian man.
Also, it was really funny when he's like, they described a beautiful Asian woman.
And then that picture. That's why it was so funny.
Accompanying the picture. And it's true that she is beautiful, but the picture is so funny.
I mean, police sketches just... Can you imagine... I can't think of, like, something I would be worse at than, like, if I had to describe someone for a police sketch.
I want to try this game of, like, the police sketch.
I know. Or if I was the sketch artist, what would mine be, you know?
That's a pretty lady.
Yeah, pretty lady. I know. I'm, like, doing it. Yeah, that would be her.
It's a beautiful lady.
Beautiful ladies.
Police are looking for a beautiful lady.
Oh my god. But like that would be so impossible to like describe a person for another person to draw them. The drawing looks like that person. Like that seems literally impossible. How has that ever worked ever in history? Like,
Yeah, but somehow people are good at it. On TV and in real life, I think.
Yeah, there's some real life police sketches.
That are like the Ted Bundy sketch.
The Ted
like
Bundy
really
one.
like
The Unabomber one.
Oh, yeah. It's just a hoodie and sunglasses.
Right.
Have you noticed how everybody looks like the Unabomber when they're wearing a hoodie and sunglasses?
Okay, that's a good point.
Anyways, we finished Albert
Albert
and Diane Keaton are our big winners.
Good to see Albert.
Yes, we love you.
Good work, guys.
It's party night again, Thursdays at 9, and I can't thank you all enough. Coop has really been instrumental in getting Twin Peaks back. So, hip hip hooray, get yourself some pie, be careful of drinking and driving, and hope you enjoy the shows. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Really Weird Stuff is hosted by Annie Malone and Jessica Baxter. Music by Julie Cruz, Angelo Badalamenti, and Jessica Baxter. If you enjoyed Really Weird Stuff, please take a minute to rate and review us on your favorite podcast app. Follow us on Instagram at Really Weird Stuff Pod, on Twitter at Really Weird Pod, and on Facebook at Really Weird Stuff Podcast. Thank you for listening.